Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be my 19 weeks pregnant pregnancy update. So I'm going to try and get into this as quickly as possible because I've got a lot that I want to talk about this week because I don't know, it's a tough week for me basically. I'm going to get onto all of that in a moment, and I'm going to talk about all the physical aspects because they might be bits that like everybody can relate to and they're a little bit more like, I don't know, normal. I've had a few more symptoms this week, and it's quite funny really because I feel like I had loads at the beginning of my first trimester with the sickness and the tiredness and all of that, whereas then it kind of went a bit quiet and I just was like, yes, I'm pregnant, I'm just waiting to look pregnant. And now like funny things are happening to my body and it's just a little bit strange. The first thing that I want to mention is the fact that sometimes I've been getting like dizzy and faint spells, not all the time, but there was one instance, it was actually during my 17th week, towards the end of my 17th week, and I just forgot to mention it, but it's happened since, so it's still relevant. And I was chopping food ready for dinner and I realised that I was starting to feel a bit woozy, and then it was honestly like my legs sort of gave way and I was like on our butcher's block, so I didn't like faint or fall over or anything, but it was enough to sort of make me go, okay, this isn't normal. And I had to go and lie down for like 10 minutes and then get up later and finish on like cooking. And I find that if I don't eat regularly and like little and often, then I do start to have moments where I feel quite weak and quite tired. So that is something that I've never had previously before in a pregnancy, but I don't know if that's honestly because I've got 2 children already and I am busy looking after Daisy during the day and also trying to work for myself from home. So doing those 2 things, they don't always slot together very well and it can leave me quite rushed off my feet, and I don't think I'm taking enough time to regularly eat and look after myself. Whereas when I was pregnant the last 2 times, I was at work, and you know when you're at work you have like kind of a routine, don't you? You have a set lunch break and you'll go for like a coffee or a drink or something like halfway through the morning and halfway through the afternoon, and you do look after yourself a little bit more. So I've noticed that. Another thing that I've been getting that is not fun, and I know it's only going to get worse, and I've had this with all 3 of my pregnancies, is heartburn. And I'm honestly at that stage where I'm thinking I might actually have to go and get some Gaviscon, like either tablets or the manky horrible stuff that you have to drink, because it's starting to just bother me a little bit on certain occasions. And because I get so hungry I want to eat, and then immediately afterwards I can feel like the rumble in the jungle down here, and it's very like fiery and uncomfortable, and it's not to the point where I'm getting like acid reflux, which I have had before. Instead it's just there and it's a bother. So I think anyway, when it comes to heartburn, I'm going to probably have to see how I go, and then if it does become really bad then I will book an appointment with my GP and hopefully they can help. Another weird symptom that I've had strangely is congestion, and I say strangely, it's not that strange, it's actually really common in pregnancy because you have an increase of blood volume, and then the blood vessels in your nose become like quite full and they're easily like sort of broken. But every morning when I wake up in the morning I'm really congested, I will blow in my nose and every single time there will be blood. And it's quite creepy because I don't get nosebleeds, so it's a bit like, oh, you know, when you just pull something away and you're not expecting it. So that's been odd. And then the only other thing I've had is backache, which I feel like is just, it's a given, isn't it? You're going to get backache if you're pregnant, especially as you get bigger. And I have had such a burst of energy recently that I just feel like I want to nest. I'm nesting already, which is crazy, and we're sorting out the house and making room for like Christmas presents, and we're making room for this baby and getting loads of jobs done that we want done before I get too big. And I feel like because of that I'm putting myself through the paces a little bit, and I'm getting backache like the day afterwards because we had a big sort out on Monday and we did tip runs and I was sorting out our garage, and then next day I was like a zombie and I was really tired and my back was killing me, so much so that I ended up finally getting comfy on the sofa when the kids had gone to bed, and then I was going to do some work and instead I fell asleep at 8 o'clock which is not like me. So I feel like I do need to kind of watch myself a little bit, because I go through stages of being like doing too much, I think, and I need to calm down. But yeah, other than those few little things which are so minor, I'm feeling really good. Like I feel like I'm getting into the stage where I look pregnant and I feel all right. Like my sickness is pretty much gone, which is probably the earliest it's ever faded in any pregnancy, and I'm able to eat a little bit better. I've still got like a bit of a sweet tooth, which is quite funny considering I'm having a boy and everyone says that sweet tooth is a sign of a girl. But I'm enjoying having like little treats at night when the kids have gone to bed. But I'm trying to be on my best behaviour with that, because it can get a little bit dangerous, can't it? And yeah, I had my hair dyed. I like looked after myself and decided that I was going to get the chop, and had a few inches off because it needed it. And then I had like a darker colour put in for over the winter months, and it's made me feel a lot more like, I don't know, special and revived and refreshed and a bit more human again, which was amazing. So I can definitely recommend that. And yeah, I'm feeling quite good, like physically, and as like my health goes, it's great. But the one thing I want to talk about now, and I'm nervous to talk about, because obviously it's not anything new. Like if you have followed me for any length of time, you know obviously there are like medical issues, I guess, or like, you know, my syndrome side of things, which is it is just part of being me, really. Part of being a pregnant me anyway. But as I've said, our specialist scan is coming up next Tuesday, when I'm exactly 20 weeks. For the past few weeks, you probably might have noticed that I've not really raised it, I've not brought it up, I've ignored the syndrome side of things, and I've just really tried to be like a normal pregnant lady. And I'm always really wary when I talk about this, because I know that there are lots of people who they can't have children for whatever reason. They struggle to conceive. They may have gone through what I have gone through with NICU and then actually lost their baby. And I know that when, you know, I'm sat here filming right now and my daughter is asleep upstairs and she's as happy as Larry and she's a brilliant little human being, I know that I'm really lucky. But I don't want to do this again. I don't want to go through that again. And I think for the last few months I've been able to just forget about it, because what's the point in worrying about something that you can't control? But now we're on that countdown. It's Wednesday today, so I'm 19 weeks and 1 day pregnant, and I just feel like every single day it's getting harder in this last week to get to this scan, because like I'm going to go there with Mark on Tuesday afternoon, and when we come out we will either have a likelihood of a healthy baby or a likelihood of a not so healthy baby. I think they'll probably be they're more able to say that yes, this baby has, rather than no, this baby hasn't, because I think if the signs are there then it would be very obvious. But I think sometimes it's quite hard to say for definite that everything's going to be okay, and I guess that medical professionals will never want to give you their promise because they never know for certain. But it's hard, because I have probably run away with myself just a little bit, I'll be honest. But I've sat here and I've bought him clothes. I bought him a few clothes and I've got excited about it. But then I've held off at the same time, because by this point with Daisy, because obviously we didn't know that she was going to be poorly and have my syndrome, I'd bought so much stuff, but then lots of stuff that I'd bought her she never wore because she was in NICU, and only certain outfits were like, really sleep suits were it, like anything else would be too difficult with her tubes. And that was the case for a long time until she got rid of them, because outfits that you pull over her head could potentially pull them off, and we'd have to be really careful. And I feel like part of me is like, yeah, no, it's fine, I'm gonna buy him this and I'm gonna buy him that. And then another part of me is like, don't bother yet, because like, don't waste your money, just wait until you know, and then you can buy the right things for him that he's gonna need. And then at the same time I've already thought like, oh yeah, I'm gonna breastfeed again. I know that it was a bit hard with Bill initially, but we managed 18 months, so I'm gonna do that, so might not need to get any bottles. And then there's like a nagging like version of me on my shoulder that's like, whoa, just remember that if this baby does have Stickler Syndrome, then you won't be breastfeeding, and you need to decide, Charlotte, whether you're going to express for this baby and whether you're going to do that to yourself again. And remember, you've got to buy these specialist bottles, and you're going to have to get the medical drawers that you kept out of the garage ready for when this baby is born, so you can store all of their medical equipment. And it's like stuff like that that's like, it's scaring me a lot. I really want a normal experience, and I think every mother wants that, don't they? Every parent wants that, and they want to have a healthy baby and take them home and carry on the rest of their lives. And I know that we will be okay if he's poorly. We made like the decision to have a third child, albeit not quite so soon, but we knew that that was the case, and that was what was, there was always a risk. But now it's like next week we'll probably know more or less for certain, and I'm scared. I'm really scared. I'm trying so hard not to cry. But it's just like, I get jealous. I see other people that are pregnant, and I know that nobody can go through pregnancy and be certain that their baby's going to be okay, but for most people, for me, when I was pregnant with Bill, it was okay, it was fine. I had those struggles that everybody has, like with sleep and feeding and, you know, learning how to be a mum. Whereas this time, I just feel like not jealous in like a hateful way, but just in a really heartbroken way, and like, I really hope that's going to be me too. I really hope that it's going to be my time this time. But I don't know yet, and I think these last few days are really hard to sort of think about and take in, and I don't really have any advice for myself, and I don't really know what to do other than just wait. And it's difficult because I am going through this with Mark, but I'm the one with the syndrome, and it's like my fault essentially, and I know nobody would blame me for that, and I don't blame myself for that, but it's very difficult when you're like sat in a room and you're lying there on this table and you're like, well, this seat thing, and they're about to put it on your tummy and tell you the fate of your baby, and you're sat there like, please don't let me have fucked this up this time. And it's beyond my control, and I wouldn't change myself for the world, and I wouldn't change Daisy for the world, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I want to keep passing my syndrome on to my children. That's just where my head's at the moment, and I'm not doing all too good with it this week, and it's hard to find people to talk to about it with, because it's quite a hard thing to get across unless you have experienced it, I guess. I don't really know. But yeah, so if you could, I don't know if you've got like wishes and sprinkles and unicorns in your back garden, or you've got like prayers and hope, then if you could just save some up for him, then I would really appreciate it. But I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to try not to talk about this throughout my pregnancy too much, but to be honest, that's where I'm at right now with this week, and hopefully in a week's time I'll be able to come and say it's really, really good news. But I'm going to end it on a nicer note and show you my tummy, because I think I have grown this week and things are getting a little bit tight, because I'm still wearing like normal clothes down below. So yeah, I will show you, and yeah, then you can go. So this is my 19-week belly, and I don't know if you can see here, I'm wearing normal leggings, and they're starting to kind of cut me in half a little bit there. So I am in the market for some maternity leggings, so if you have any recommendations for me, then let me know. I wore the George ones from Asda last time with Daisy, but they haven't got any size 12s in stock at the moment, so if you've got any suggestions, leave them down below. But yes, that is my 19-week baby boy bump. But yeah, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching, and for being so supportive, and for being so lovely, and just your general amazing selves. And if you're all pregnant, then I hope that you are having a smooth pregnancy, the sickness is stopping, and that you're feeling okay. And yeah, I will see you next week, hopefully with some good news. But yeah, have a lovely day whatever you're up to, and I will see you soon. Bye.